It's a $100 bounty tournament on PokerStars. I won a $10 tournament today and won $215.79. So I'm kind of on fire, but I believe people using computer-assisted telepathy were trying to register me in a subliminal system before I entered the tournament, so I don't think I'm going to have the best luck. I'm calling it now. I'm going to play exceptional, I'm predicting, but I think I'm going to get unlucky. Because I can feel, right now I can feel my face blushing and I'm playing poker. They're trying to register me in a poker to mitigate my luck. Because if they register you in the system, they feel justified by, even though you did nothing criminally wrong, they feel that they could restrict your life. It's a bunch of electronic pedophiles that they rule the world. Every world leader almost certainly is. And a lot of corporate leaders. Almost certainly most billionaires. I wish I had a counter. If I had a pen and paper, I'll see how many pots I win where I didn't have the winner. So far I got one. I believe some of my opponents could possibly hear my microphone to be able to hear what I'm saying as I'm in the hand. So I don't usually say what I'm doing while I'm in the hand. It's usually afterwards. We just started, so I don't really have any reads on anybody. There's a potential straight and a flush draw. So that's two flush draws, so it's a nice bet. Hopefully he calls and it goes to the river. Nice. What an interesting river it was. The flush came through. Almost certain somebody could have a straight. Hopefully this guy calls and loses. So somebody did have the straight. It's going to be pretty suspicious. The last, well, I played in a couple $5 tournaments and a couple $10 tournaments. But I played in a $30 tournament, finished probably 18th to the 23rd. I forget exactly what. But won a couple, like $100 or something like that. Then I played in a $50 tournament, finished the final table. Then I lost two $100 tournaments where it was, I played decently. Well, I played good. But got unlucky and suspicious plays against me. Some calls were suspicious, and big hands disappointed me. So then I played a $10 tournament. I won. Now I'm in a $100 tournament, so I'm hoping to keep the momentum. Potential straight flush, royal flush. I mean, potential royal flush, straight flush, 4 of a kind, full house. Nice bet. So now they're trying to blush me, make me blush every hand that I'm might participate in to mitigate my odds. But I do me, and I pull out unexpected victories. But I'm probably going to lose this hand because it's a hand that you should win with. So if you're secretly gambling on me, gamble that I'm going to lose. Because it's a hand that I should win with. I did win. So it's either I win or win a little pot, or always lose the big pot. And I've made over 90 videos now, and so I have the video proof showing how unlucky it is for me to win. So in the future, I'm going to go through every video and see what the odds are of me winning or losing at that point in time. So I got a bounty, that's nice. I wouldn't have called the jam on the river if I didn't improve, but I probably would have called it on the turn because I didn't believe him on the turn or the flop. I was absolutely certain on the flop that he didn't hit the jack or the 7, and I wasn't as certain that he had the king. He could have had the king, but it was only 4K and I had a chance to improve. So I took the chance and I did. But if you're a new player, it's not wrong to fold on the turn there. It would have been a good fold. Nice, 2 bounties. That's awesome. I played 2 hands at people typically play and I got rewarded for it. That's good. Normally I get rewarded when I play like 7-9 suited. Some terrible hand, I'll get lucky. I'll hit a full house. A 4 of a kind. Some runner. Typically. So I should be a chip leader. So I'm first out of 40 remaining. And 2 hours and 9 minutes for late registration. They're trying to register me again. They made me blush. And it's funny, it's a recent thing. If you jump to say Chris MeyerDiggins Poker, I've never mentioned that they're trying to make me blush in those videos. And I never show, earlier today I showed how they made my vein constricted, and it normally isn't constricted. And in one of my earlier videos, I think it was Chris MeyerDiggins Poker number 88. I show a picture, I show my hand, and then I show a picture of what my vein looks like, conclusively proving the technology that's being used against me. And at any point in time, all you need is an electron microscope, and then I can prove that technology is in my body. As in yours, probably. If you have an electron microscope, spit and look underneath it, and you're going to see nanotechnology. Okay, what's this guy doing here? Okay, all in, so that's cool. There's a bounty at least. Hopefully they don't jam. I want to call because there's 2 bounties, possibly. But I'm going to fold. Call. If this guy... Okay. So I'm about to buy a coffee, and this guy was sitting outside smoking, and he tried registering in the system and to affect my coffee, basically. And if you have an electron microscope, if you look at coffee from anywhere in the world under a microscope, you're going to see nanotechnology in it as well, because they use it to manipulate people. All my theories can be based on science, proven scientifically. What didn't work? Anyways, it was worth a shot. They might have folded. There's a potential full house, 4 of kind in flush and street. So I'm going to fold. Hopefully this guy raises so I can fold without showing my cards. That's what I'm hoping for. Hi.
What can I get for you?
Just a large dark roast double with milk.
Anything else?
No thanks.
217.
Okay. One of y'all do where I go. Go outside and stop the garbage cans.
Amanda drove by and said, "Can this get done, please?"
Yeah, sure. Add it to the list.
Thank you.
Careful, man. You just bet someone.
Oh, okay. I want to show the bluff, but then I'm likely to go on an unlucky streak. lately, every time I show a bluff, next thing you know, I go 20 hands without making a hand, and so then you're kind of you have to resort to bluffing eventually. If not, you're gonna get grinded down, and people are expecting you to bluff because you showed a bluff. But sometimes showing a bluff is good. You usually get more action if you show a bluff, which could be a good or a bad thing, depending on your playing style. Because if it's a good bluff, usually you gain respect. So I'm gonna play at a cash table here, so I'm playing at 2 tables, so the electronic cheats, it's harder for them to pay attention to me since I'm gonna be on 2 different tables. So I'm able to play, be more active anyways. When you play, I like playing 2 tables because you could concentrate on both of them. You could get reads on each player. If you play on a computer, if you play 9 tables, you're not going to get any reads on me really. I'm going to get reads on you because I'm going to realize you're not playing that, you're not that attentive. You're going to be folding bad hands. So I'm going to be picking you apart. I'm going to see you as easy money. And then you're likely to go all in on the flop. If you miss your ace king, I'm going to call with a pair of deuces, take your money. I was hoping to improve. Nice. Nice call. Unless he was cheating. Thought I played it pretty good. He made a nice call. If you're new to poker, this board right there, there's a potential straight, so my hand isn't that good. Could be worse, but let's see if he was trapping. grandma with G-Ma. I don't think he has the green. Let's see on his bet. I thought so. My I don't believe them radar is getting better. Every time I play, I'm just getting more lights out. So he had ace 5. So he didn't have the queen. If he jammed, I was gonna call him because I had him covered, and I didn't believe that they had the queen. Or the 9. Or the flush. They would have fooled me if they had the flush because I didn't put them on the flush draw. Usually that's the best flush. You usually almost, not always, but you get paid off more often with the backdoor flush draw. If you're new to poker, that's when you say you get 1 heart. That was right here. Where there was 1 heart on the flop, then there was a heart on the turn, then a heart on the river. Usually you get paid off when you make the flush that way. Whereas if there's 2 hearts on the flop and then you hit a heart on the river, experienced players see the flush coming a lot more. And even new players, they get really skittish of it, so you don't get paid off as often. But the backdoor one, you do. I don't believe him. Nice. No, they just tried making me blush again. I'm getting too dominant on both tables, so. I want to be good enough to be pro. Well, I've been ranked professional 4 times on a Real Money website, and but I want to be good enough to have pro sponsors, and then be eligible for the Hall of Fame. And then if I'm in the Hall of Fame, I want to be the best ever. So those are different milestones. So becoming pro would be a milestone, and then if I do achieve that, it would be becoming Hall of Fame. And then if I do achieve that and dominate, if I'm a clear cut like first round Hall of Famer, then I'm gonna grind it out and try to be the best that ever lived. It's my son, when he played soccer, I made him my Hall of Fame hat. It's like, don't aim to be a professional player, aim to be in the Hall of Fame. And then if you're in the Hall of Fame, then it's if you're a sure Hall of Famer, depends on how modified he turns out to be, but somebody like LeBron James, he's in consideration with Michael Jordan as the best ever, but they're 2 different positions, so you can't really compare them, in my mind. if they were both the same position, then you could say, yeah, one is better than the other. But they both bring different aspects to the game. Jordan was awesome on defense and offense, and LeBron gets more rebounds and still gets lots of points and assists. So I think LeBron versus Oscar Robertson, I believe, would be a better comparison than LeBron versus Michael Jordan. Does he have the 3? That was brutal. I thought it was good on the queen front. It was just, in my mind, did he have the 3? Nice. Got another bounty. Am I in first? Second place. Out of 56 remaining. Nice, and I won that too. So 30,603 average stack. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick my spots in the $100 tournament, but right now I can play any hand. So I'm gonna be hard to beat for a bit, unless I get knocked down. But this guy has more chips than me, so it could go either way, right? He could bust me in one hand, but it doesn't mean I have to be afraid of him. You gotta respect people that have more chips than you, because they can bust you in one hand, but at the same time, you can't be afraid of them. Nice call. This is a pretty easy call because he had 2 pair, but there was a straight out there. Got lucky there on the river. Nice, got another bounty. I thought I was ahead all the way there. I thought he was making a move the complete time, every single step of the way. The only thing that kind of made me nervous is usually when I make a low 2 pair like that, like ace 3, usually I lose to like ace 5 or ace king, a higher 2 pair. So once I seen the ace, I wanted to freeze because my past results are telling me I usually get burnt this way. But I had him covered. So if he had me covered, I would have reluctantly called. I wouldn't have folded, but I would have reluctantly called anyways. Most likely. Nice. I don't mind getting caught bluffing. It was a small, weak bluff. I get enough bluffs going through, but I will slow down. You gotta adapt your table image. But I've been playing like almost every hand, right? So if you're new to poker, this is a pretty terrible hand, but I'm gonna play it. It disappoints you lots because even if you make a pair, it's almost never the high pair. There's almost always a higher pair. So I'm probably gonna lose here, but I'm calling obviously. But what is this is 67%, 81, and I'm gonna lose on the river. Oh, I won on the river, nice. Usually that's how it goes. It goes up to 80 something percent and then right down to 0. So I'm more shocked when my hands hold up than I am when I lose. All you have to do is watch my videos, listen to my expressions and my genuine expressions in any of my videos, all 90 something of them, and you'll see that I'm more shocked when I win as the favorite. When I sneak in there with 7-5 and win and nobody expects it, I'm not shocked. But when I win with jacks, I'm shocked. When I earn the pot, it's like, okay, it's all skill. That zero luck was involved. Because sometimes having 2 strong cards helps you bluff, but once you're confident in your game, you can pull that off with any 2 cards. Once I get sponsors, real sponsors, I'm gonna make 6-9 my favorite hand, or any 2 cards that my sponsors want me to make famous. I'm gonna make famous, and that will be known as my hand. And it won't be based on luck. Sometimes I'll get lucky with it, but it'll be based on skill. I won't always play it because then it'll be predictable to the artificial intelligence system, but I'll play it often enough and win enough pots on TV that it'll be known as my hand. I grew up in a town where we were playing 8-ball billiards. The final pocket or the final ball, you had to call the pocket. You couldn't just be like, oh, okay, any pocket, because you could get lucky. So it took more skill to say, okay, corner pocket, side pocket. You had to call it. So I think it's more impressive when people call their shots and live up to it. So at any point, all you have to do is watch any 90 of my videos. I kind of talk my hype and I back it up. So I'm ready for the big time, and any 2 cards. If they want it to be Jack 4, my sponsors, I'll make Jack 4 famous. Guaranteed. As long as I play a fair, square game and people aren't interpreting my brainwaves or using nanotechnology on cameras. Okay, this guy's pretty suspicious position, so I'm gonna call. Yeah, that's super weak. Just because he has a big stack doesn't mean he always has the hand. He could be running hot and getting lots of hands, but just because he's big stack, you got to understand a certain percentage of the time he's most likely bluffing, outplaying you. But the whole artistry of the game is you gotta moves that you make. You gotta make those same moves when you have it 80-90% of the time. So you gotta force them to guess that 1 out of 10 times that you're not telling the truth, or that 1 in 5 times that you're not telling the truth. What's this guy doing here? I didn't have him on a club draw, so I figured I was the only club left in the deck. Only one with a club there, so. if you're new to poker, one skill to develop is learning how to play the monotone boards where there's 4 cards of the same suit, because there's a lot of money to be made there, and you could save a lot of money by not calling in at certain times. Like that time I thought he had no clubs, but other times, maybe the exact same situation, I would have put him on the ace of clubs. Especially if he would have called. If he would have called, I would have put him on the ace of clubs, the king of clubs, a low flush, 2 pair, or nothing. Nice. So I was down to $4 and I climbed back up to 18, which is good, but now I have a decent hand, so I'm likely to lose some. This hand disappoints you a lot, so every once in a while I'll fold it. I think he has the king. But he concealed the ball, so no, he didn't. I would have called a bet if he... What did he have? 9-10. I would have called a bet depending on the size. Because I thought he was... kind of thought he was slow playing the king. That time, if he played it the exact same way another time, I would have a different instinct possibly. Because these electronic cheats are listening to me, and they're trying to engineer situations where they could capitalize on it. But the best thing is they could be waiting on making a move on me, and then all of a sudden somebody in between raises, and then I fold. So they could be so chances are, unless it would have to require cheating, software cheating, for most of these situations to present themselves. If you know exactly how I play a 4 of a kind, we have to play it together long enough for me to get a 4 of a kind, and you to be either before me in position or after me in position, dependent on that exact scenario, which makes it even unlikelier. Because if I have position over you, I'm going to act differently than if you have position over me. So unless it's exactly the same, right down to a T, then even then sometimes it all depends, because on the information. Maybe if it was exactly to the T over a long enough time where I forgot, then I would dance to that tune. But over a short period of time, even within a month, like I went to a casino, the last time I was there was probably a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and I could still recall exactly what the guy looks like and how he played. So if I see him again, I have a database in my brain of how he plays certain scenarios. So when I play against him again, I'm going to wait for those certain scenarios that they present themselves, but they may never present themselves, is the brutal reality. But the ones that I have on him are pretty basic hands. Like ace queen or queens. well, I'm probably not the favorite, but I'm gonna call because for the bounty. Hopefully this guy doesn't jam. He jammed. Nice jam. And I wouldn't have got the bounty anyways. But that's a good strategy. If what he did there, if you're a small stack goes all in, so you see several callers and you got a big hand and you're late to react, try jamming to eliminate some of those mediocre hands from beating you. You don't want to, even with aces are strong, heads up. But against 2 or 3 or 4 players, your aces aren't that strong anymore. So you want to try to eliminate as many players pre-flop as possible with strong hands. But you can't always do it because then you become predictable. That's the thing, like especially if you're at home games and stuff like that, you gotta constantly switch it up because people are building a, you know, they know how you play basically just based on different scenarios. And unfortunately the way that our brain works is we always go for successful strategies. So people sometimes I'm like, oh my god, this guy's a fish, like making moves like that, but it must work for him a certain amount of time because he feels successful enough to try it. So to me, I think he's a fish because it's Jack 7 and he's jamming all in, but he must have either he's rich or he has successful results, which is probably rigging. People rigging it so he loses or wins, pardon me. They rig these bad players to win against me, and it doesn't teach them to get better. It gives them this false sense of confidence, but without technology, then they're just vulnerable, weak players. Whereas if you're playing against better players, like when there's a better player at the table, I try to learn from them how they bluff, how they play their strong hands in some of their folds. So I try to learn from the good players so I could add it. It's another tool in my toolbox, basically. Because at first I used to avoid the hard players because like they would take my money. But if you're new to poker, the best strategy is to avoid the hardest player, the trickiest player at the table. Even unless you have a really, really good hand, let them take a little bit from you all the time, and then you possibly could take a big pot from them. But avoid playing pots with them and playing pots against the weakest players on the table. Because the good players, more than likely, they're going to take your money. They have a better shot at taking your money anyways. Weak players have to get lucky. Strong players, like, they take your money over time. They grind you down, and then they force you into more desperate situations, and then take your money. Like the perfect hand is when you force them to hang themselves. When you get them to go all in when they're drawn dead. You played it perfectly. That's like the most, it's almost like posterizing somebody in sports. When you get them to go all in with their own, voluntarily go all in when you have the nuts. Now there's a potential full house. That's almost situation I was talking about. It was almost perfectly played where he didn't quite go all in, but I made it so instead of me forcing him to call, he voluntarily gave me his chips that time. He could have had the full house, but I was pretty confident. That was nice. He had aces. I had him on a flush draw. I didn't think he had the queen. So that was the exact opposite scenario where I voluntarily gave him all my chips. And that's how poker is. 1 minute you're the pigeon shitting on the statue, next minute you're the statue getting shit on. I think he had the straight. Oh, they're starting to cheat again. I just felt the blush coming on. Yeah, they're trying to make me cheat. I think I'm going to start trending down in the $100 tournament. Almost guaranteed, because they're making me blush so they could rig the cards. And if you listen to how my voice sounded there, you could tell that somebody else was speaking my voice for me. Because I'm like, they're going to do it, then rig the cards. And I didn't try to do that on purpose. But if you listen to the different slight variations in my voice, that's electronic puppeteers. be pretty suspicious if I do lose, because I'm pretty much outplaying the table. It's been a poker clinic so far. So if all of a sudden these people start having epiphanies in logic, leaps in logic, when I'm picking them apart, it's going to be very suspicious. I'm calling hands. And it's just from experience. I've just played enough hands and did an IQ test. I scored off the charts, beyond genius and pattern recognition. So I'm good at poker, good at stocks, good at innovating products. That's why they hack my brain to steal intellectual property from me. My whole theory on that, go to www.change.org/technology. I'm going to call this guy all the way down. Let's see what garbage he has. But I guarantee you he beats ace king. Guarantee you. This is strictly an information call if he doesn't go crazy. So he had ace 9. I had a feel on he would outdraw me there because they had ace king. Had to happen because they're cheats. Called that at the beginning of the video. I should have tried winning it though on the river, but I wanted to show the video. I think this guy has ace 10. This guy probably has ace 10 since I have ace jack. No, he doesn't have ace 10. King deuce. I played the ace jack slow because once again it was a strongish hand, so I expected it to lose to something like king deuce, because all I have to do is go through my hand history on PokerStars and there's a consistent pattern. Hopefully he doesn't have the 4. Hopefully he folds. Nice, he called. I was trying to bluff him just in case he was listening to me.
Yeah, look at him, he's smart, he knows how to do it too. Smart to do. Good, boy. Here. He wants some more of it, eh? Here. Oh, shit, sorry. Oh, my God.
Not bad. I started out with 20 on the cash table, got knocked down to $4, up to 40 bucks. It's all play money till you cash out though. Doesn't mean a single thing until it hits your bank account. It's like it's not yours. Oh, I called 10-9. Nice call. I had to test them again. Now I absolutely have to change gears at the $100 table. Once I told you at 100K, I'm like, I'm gonna start trending down because of the luck, and I kind of predicted it because they made me blush, and I could tell that they're rigging the odds against me at that point. So people are cheating, most likely, seeing my cards and then making these calls. But I said it when I had 100,000 chips. Now I have 50,000 chips. So I'm just gonna have to play way more randomly and less frequently. Regain my table image. But it should be pretty obvious when I'm calling my shots, when I said I'm gonna start losing now, and then I do because of the rig. It should be pretty obvious to people. Just because they heard me say I was picking them apart on film. They shouldn't be hearing me corresponding with my screen recorder, but they're cheats, and I want to bankrupt them all. And if they hijack my body, that's just punishable by death in the future. Now and in the future, officially, once I'm declared king. All my worldly possessions are restored. Can I recover? Absolutely, without cheating. If they don't cheat, I could run the table easily. This guy seems to be a little bit difficult, but that's about it. And this guy made a couple calls, so whether or not he was cheating, if he was cheating, then he's not that good of a player. It's pretty hard to lose when you look at somebody's cards to know whether or not to call or win. It's pretty weak in my book. And I don't think anybody wants to see athletes that are basically modified computers. Once the world finds out that most athletes are basically computer simulations, androids, some people playing them to score the goals, get the fame, and their body gets the credit. They're hacks, they're cheats, they're gonna be known like Lance Armstrong. Everything's gonna be stripped from them. Every single trophy, every single accolade. And a guy, Guy, the owner of Circus du Soleil, I can't pronounce his last name anyways, but he wagers a lot on me covertly, and I'm going to bring him to justice. He's a terrible poker player, and he loses lots, and he rigs it so I end up losing. But he's such a big whale that these companies placate to him. Oh, that's a nice bet. So what am I? So I'm currently 22nd out of 63 remaining, 108 entries, 42,857 average stack, and $927.29 going to first. So I'm probably restricted from winning first because these cheats. Even though I'm on fire today, I won a $10 tournament. I'm on fire today, so I should be on fire all day long, not just for one tournament. And all you have to do is watch my previous 3 videos, and you'll see that most of the time I earn my pots. So I earned the tournament. I did get lucky at times, like anybody when you win a tournament, but I made some solid folds, great calls, and maximized my profit. So I want to play. Okay, I don't know why it went down to 1%. I plugged it in at 2, so it might crash on me. Unfortunately, that would suck. So I'm just gonna stop the video now.